welcome to Tina's Joyful Kitchen, and on today's show we are going to make these homemade almond joy bars. Oh my gosh, I used to never like those almond joys because they were just so sweet in my mouth, and these are sweet, delicious, but not too sweet, and they're chocolate. Oh my gosh, anything with chocolate on it, I'm eating it because I'm a self-confessed chocoholic, and if you're a self-confessed chocoholic, go ahead and admit it. It's okay. All right, so let's get started on these wonderful almond joy bars. Oh, we're gonna start with getting our pan ready. We're gonna get our pan ready. And I want to spray it with, I use really good spray oils with no propellants. This one's a grapeseed oil. You can get avocado oil, you can get olive oil, but I don't like olive oil for baked goods. So I want to not let this stick, obviously, so I'm going to spray it generously. And I'm also going to add let's put a little piece of parchment paper in there, a little piece of parchment paper, just to make sure, okay? So that's ready. Let's put that aside. I have my food processor, and let's see if I can move that a little closer. No, we're just going to leave it there. Okay. Now, what do we need? We need unsweetened shredded coconut. Do not buy sweetened shredded coconut because coconut is sweet unto itself, and you do not need to buy any kind of added sugar on this, okay? Unsweetened coconut, shredded coconut. Now, we're gonna throw that right into our food processor. Put that right into our food processor. And I want you to know coconut gets a bad rap sometimes, and it shouldn't, because coconut is antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial, and you need to be eating just a little bit every single day. So make these kind of desserts and have one a day. You just don't want to have 20 a day, right? You just don't want to have 20 a day. Next, we're going to do some coconut oil. What do you know? Some coconut oil. And we're going to do about 1/3 cup. This is refined coconut oil. It has a neutral taste. I also have an unrefined coconut oil somewhere in this house, and the unrefined has the coconut taste. Now here's the difference, and I want to teach you the difference. Refined can go up to a smoking point of 400 degrees. Not necessary for these freezer bars or refrigerator bars, but I had it, so we're just going to use this one for now. And again, there's no taste to this one. The unrefined coconut oil, that tastes like coconut as well, can only go up to, I think, 300 degrees. Don't quote me on that, it might be 350 for the smoke point. So that's the difference. Some people love coconut. I love it. I don't have a problem with it. Other people don't like the taste, so maybe you want to do some unrefined. So we're going to do, enough about that, 1/4 cup of some coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is solid at room temperature. What I did is I put this in a pot of boiling water, and I let it melt in the boiling water. You don't want to put this in the microwave because the microwave will destroy any of the really good components of the coconut oil. Remember what I said, antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial. If you remember anything from me, it'll be those things that's what coconut oil can do for you, okay? Next, we're going to use some really good honey. Oh, I have a tip for you. This one is only 1/3 cup, and I need 1/4 cup, and I need 1/3 cup of honey. Spray your little, I already did this, but you're gonna spray this and the honey won't stick, okay? The honey won't stick, there we go. So we're gonna pour the honey in, give it a good squeeze. I tell you, you use muscles in the kitchen. I'm telling you, you use muscles. If you don't have muscles, get some. Get in the kitchen and get some muscles. Here we go. Squeeze it evenly, use both arms. That is spoken from a true personal trainer for many, many, many years. All right, here we go. We're gonna drizzle our coconut oil, and you'll see how cleanly it came out of the cup. How cleanly it came out of that cup. There we go. What else do we want in this recipe? We're gonna do some really good vanilla. Don't chintz on the vanilla. Get yourself some really good organic, this one's Madagascar bourbon vanilla. And if you want to be known as the person who is a wonderful chef and get the title of chef even, don't chintz on your ingredients. Get some really good vanilla and it will pop the flavor. All right, let's see. Is there anything else we need in here? I just double check. Shredded coconut oil, vanilla, honey, and then we're going to put some almonds in a little bit. Let's get this mixed up in the food processor. I'm just going to pulse it and get this nice and mixed up. Give it a couple of moments. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my handy dandy small spatula. I love these small spatulas. versus those long-handled one. I get a better grip on them here. And I'm just pushing the sides down. I want to get this nice and mixed beautifully. Here we go. Let me pulse it just one more time. Don't worry, the chocolate's coming. Don't worry. All right, here we go. That's it. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Let's get the blade out. And you know, when it comes to knives and blades, I tend to be super, super, super cautious, okay? So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it right in the sink where it's not gonna hurt anybody or cut anybody, okay? So it's going right in the sink. We're gonna get our wonderful little spatula and take out our ingredients. Okay, here we go. I love this spatula too because it gets all of the goodness off of the bottom, all the honey and vanilla and everything else that we need. Let's put that away. And now we're going to flatten this out. Now okay, let me just flatten this out. It gets a little slimy with the oil that was in here and the parchment paper. Just do your best to move this about. You don't want it too thin. It's not even going to take up the whole pan, okay? It's not even going to take up the whole pan because you don't want them too thin. You don't want them too thick. But you know, if you want them thinner, make them thinner. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good because life is messy. You just wash your hands or, you know, eat the mess. It's all good. It's all good, no matter what. Okay, here we go. And you know, what is the most useful tool in your kitchen? What do you think is the most useful tool in your kitchen? Is it my spatula? Is it my knife? Is it my cutting board? I'll tell you, the most useful tool in the kitchen are your hands. Here they are. They're God-given. You were born with them, the most useful tools. So feel free to use your hands as you're baking because there's nothing, it's so much easier to do some things with your hands than it is with some tools. So you'll see that it didn't take up the whole pan, and that's okay. That's okay. We only need so many bars. So now I'm gonna take some almonds that were toasted because we want that nice toasted flavor. And I want these bite-sized. I don't want them too long to make 2 bites out of them. If you're older like me and you've had dental work, you know that you don't want to bite with your front teeth because they'll break or you'll have some problems. Anyhow, so we're just going to lay our toasted almonds here and we're going to refrigerate these for a couple of hours or freeze them for maybe 1 hour. Then we're going to take them out of the freezer. We're going to slice them. You can't slice it now. You saw it was too pliable. It's too wet. Uh-oh, almond on the floor for one of my puppy dups who come by. Here we go. And then we're going to slice them into small little bite sizes and then we're going to dip them in chocolate. Yes, that's where the chocolate is going to come in. Okay, almost done here. Almost done. Here we go. Look how pretty these are. I love almonds. Almonds are my favorite nut on the whole planet Earth. And they are the only nut, I'm pretty sure they're the only nut that is alkaline. It's the only nut is alkaline because our bodies are way too acidic from eating too many processed foods and too much protein. And we need to balance that out with more alkalinizing foods like vegetables and fruits and raw vegetables and fruits. And nuts and seeds are wonderful, but they are more on the acidic side, except for almonds. Love almonds, absolutely love them. Oopsies. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna put this in the freezer for about an hour, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna melt some chocolate and dip them and make our little wonderful almond joy bars. Okay, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, our almond joys are out of the freezer and they are ready to be cut. And we're going to make our chocolate so that we can dip them. Now there's 2 ways that you can make chocolate. You can put 3/4 of a cup of coconut oil in here with a couple of tablespoons of cocoa powder and a little pinch of sea salt and you make your own chocolate. Or you can go the easy way and you can get yourself a bag of chocolate chips. I particularly like Lily's chocolate chips. And they're sweetened with stevia, so you're not going to get that rise in your blood glucose levels or the rise in sugar. The other one that I found that I really like are called Pasha. They do have a little bit of sugar, but they're what are they, 80, 70%? No, they're 100% cacao. So there's zero sugar in these guys. And that's what I love. I don't like a lot of sugar because there's enough sugar in the coconut. There's enough sugar in the coconut. But this is how easy it is. You're just going to simply, let me do, these are the lilies. Let me do the lilies. Put them in a double boiler. Now you like, Tina, I don't have a double boiler. In Italian, it's called bagno Maria. In English, it's in French, bain marie. But basically, I have a pot on the bottom with boiling water, and ooh, steam is hot. I'm putting another pot on the top of that, okay? And I'm going to get the chocolate to melt up with one of my little spatulas, but I'm also gonna put in there a little bit of coconut oil. That lid did not want to come off. Maybe a tablespoon of coconut oil, put that right in there, and that's it. That's all that you need to do. And you know what? I'm going to make a double batch. We're just going to put all of the chocolate chips in there. I mix the pasha along with the lilies. But if you can't find these, you're like, Tina, regular chocolate chips, where are they? I have just regular baker's chocolate, dark chocolate chips that I got from the store. Go ahead and use these. It's okay. Use the whole bag if you want. Put them in there and just let that melt away. Let me get a pot holder here so I don't burn my fingers again. And I'll show you already. It's almost done. It's almost melted. But we're going to give that a few minutes to melt while we're going to finish cutting up the bars. So I grab a spatula versus a knife to cut the bars up. And you're just going to press right in there and make them bite. I like them bite size. If you want them 2 bite size, you can make them 2 bite size. That's perfectly fine. Okay, here we go. And another slice this way. I'll be done in just a moment or two. Oh my goodness, these, I love these because I'll freeze them, and after dinner, I'll grab 1 or 2 out of the, well actually before dinner, I'll grab them out of the freezer so that they defrost just a smidgen, and it makes a nice bite to change your palate after a meal so that you don't go for a bowl of ice cream or something that's going to make you feel gassy and bloated and not good. You'll eat 1 or 2 of these and you'll go, oh, that was good. That was just enough to please my palate and make me happy and not have to go for too much of the other desserts. Okay, here we go. We've got all of these broken up into little pieces, and our chocolate is almost, oh, it fell in. Thank goodness I have a pot holder here. So you don't have to have a special double boiler to do this. Any pot in pot. The bottom line is you don't want the bottom of the pot to touch the water, because if it did, it would go blub, 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 blub. Okay? And you don't want that. You don't want this to move around as you're melting it. And these little spatulas, I'll tell you, they come in handy. They come in handy. And this is almost melted, and then we're going to dip our little bars right into the chocolate. It is ready. The chocolate is ready. I'm going to turn the heat off. And okay, get ready to get working on this one. Okay, move that over. Keep the spatula handy because I'm going to show you what you're going to do with the spatula. You can either get a couple of forks. Let me see if I can do this with a fork. See if I can do this with a fork. Here we go. Dip it. And if you have parchment paper, you want to put it on parchment paper, but I want it to look pretty, so I'm putting it on this white tray for you. Here we go. I broke that one. Dip it on the bottom, and there we go. Look how pretty this is. Look how pretty they are. You know what? It's not too hot, and it's easier to do it with my fingers, so I'm just going to pick it up with my fingers and dip and go. You're going to get chocolate everywhere. Don't worry. You can just lick your fingers later, okay? Not on camera. Not on camera. Here we go. We're going to do this to all of them. And then I'm going to refreeze them. I'm going to refreeze them just to get them nice and solid. And then put them into baggies, into freezer baggies. So I have them ready at my disposal right after dinner to eat. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, almost done. Almost done, but then I'm going to show you one other beautiful piece that I'm going to do on top of this. Look, even the drizzled chocolate looks pretty on the tray there, doesn't it? Almond Joy without all of the bad sugar. Only good stuff here, only good stuff. There we go. One more. Oh, there's room for one more. Here we go. Good, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna get your little spatula and you're just gonna drizzle on the top. Look how easy that is. And look how it adds such prettiness to your little Almond Joys, and all that chocolate, it's not wasted, because once this is frozen, I can freeze right on this tray. You can do this on a cookie sheet, you can do this on a tray like I am. It'll scrape right up and you can put it right back into the double boiler and melt it again and eat it. Okay, look how pretty that is. They're not perfect, they don't have to be perfect, and they are perfect all unto themselves. Okay, back in the freezer these go, and I'll pop them out in maybe 10 minutes and we'll have beautiful Almond Joy. And then they'll pop right off, and we'll put them in freezer baggies and have them ready for when we want them, for after dinner, for a quick snack, or whenever. All right, thank you so much for watching the show today, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.